What's going on, guys? Shady, Mike, and I am finally here with my NBA 2K20 slider set. No beta, this is the official version. Guys, I put so much work into this set. I think you guys are gonna love what I came up with. Oh my goodness, so much time, so much work went into this set. I know it was a long wait. I know there was a lot of hype. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think it will really kind of blow you guys' minds. I really, this is one of the ones I really felt like I was building the game from the ground up. So you guys know how I do it. Without further ado, the sliders are going to be on 2K Share for PC users under #Shady. They're going to be in the description, and they're also going to be in my NLSC slider thread. Go over there to leave your feedback, or you can leave feedback in the comments. And that's pretty much it if you guys don't want to hear me rant. But what I'm going to do a little bit differently this time is I want to take you guys through the entire set. I want to walk you guys through the settings that I chose, why I chose them, and then I'm going to talk a little bit at the end of the video. So this may be a longer one, but you know, stay tuned. I hope you guys watch to the end, because you know I got a lot of stuff to go over, a lot of stuff to talk about. So I say let's get right into it. So first things first, coming over into, I like to go over to the controller settings. You guys know me. I use real player shooting percentages for both my jump shots, for all shots, jump shots, layups, free throws. I just think that once you get to the NBA level, most guys have their releases down. It's a make or miss league. I think while the shot stick timing adds a skill element to it, when we're trying to emulate NBA basketball, I don't want some of the best shooters in the world missing shots because my timing was off. I want to replicate what guys do every time they step on the court. So for me, and you guys that have been following me for a long time, you know real player percentage is where it's at. For me, it's where it's always going to be. With that being said, that lets me turn the shot meter off for a little bit more of a cleaner presentation. You guys know how I love that. I want to come over next into, let's go over to the game settings. This one was a hard one, but I think this is going to surprise a lot of people. I've got game speed at 60. I know it's a lot higher than I usually go, but I feel like guys, you know, it kind of added to that athletic feel. I want you to feel like you're controlling a 6'8", 6'9" wing that can jump through the roof and run the floor. And I really think I deliver that with game speed at 60. And one thing you may notice, no, it is not a typo, but yes, fatigue is off. I do not like 2K20's implementation of fatigue this year. I think it's cheesy. I think it's crap. I played varsity basketball in high school. I was the worst conditioned athlete of all time, but that didn't just make me, you know, unable to move, unable to do a crossover. I just don't like 2K's fatigue system. It is off in my set, and I am not turning it back on. A lot of people ask me all the time, oh, what game difficulty do they use? I start at Hall of Fame and then make my tweaks, and it changes to custom. And that's always how I've been. I don't think it really matters. I think it's a little bit placebo. Guys think like starting at rookie and then making your changes makes it easy. Nah, I just to play it safe, start at Hall of Fame, and then I move it to custom. And next, really big, I want to go over to the coaching settings. I have the adaptive coaching engine off. I think it's garbage. I think it's been garbage since the moment they introduced it to 2K. I've got it off. It's staying off for me. I get better games with it off. Now, player minutes. I actually really like this setting here. Yes, you have your rotation, but if a guy's just going off, I was testing one game, just kind of trolling around a little bit with the layup sliders, and I had like 45 points with Goran Dragic off the Heat bench, and they kind of made the adjustment to make him stay in the game with the starters in the fourth quarter over the starting point guard. So I really like this setting. I keep it on. Pretty much, I keep everything else this way. Defensive play calling, I turn to manual because late game I like to run press. And you know, sometimes early in the fourth quarter I like to press, and the CPU just always turns my settings off, so I keep that at manual. So into the actual sliders, there's going to be some certain things that I want to go over, some certain things that I want to cover, because this set is a little bit different from all the other sets that I've dropped in the past. In terms of the shooting sliders, oh my goodness, these sliders are so sensitive this year. I went back and forth from 50 and 51 probably for about a week, depending on where I wanted to go and what percentages I wanted to see. Now, you guys know me and what I always say. Sliders are user based. The sliders that I post are a great starting point, but you're still probably going to have to tweak a little bit to meet your play style. If you take a whole bunch of moving jumpers and step backs and things of that nature, you may have to bump these sliders up a little bit in increments of 1 or increments of 2. That's what I like to do. If you play perfect basketball and only make the perfect pass, and I'm only taking wide open jump shots and never anything contested, heck, these settings might be too high for you, so you may need to bump it down a little bit. But this, I kind of play a mixture of styles, so depending on who I play with, sometimes I take some contested shots, sometimes I wait for the open man, but this was a really good balance for me. So one thing I don't want to see in terms of feedback is, you know, don't say, oh my goodness, the CPU hits too many threes. CPU's hitting too many threes, or they're not hitting enough threes. Tweak in one direction or another, and you'll get to where you need to be. It's not super drastic, it's not super difficult. Like last year we were tweaking in increments of 10. This year the slider is so sensitive. If you feel like guys are hitting shots they shouldn't hit or aren't hitting shots they should hit, maybe next game go in, bump it up 1, you know what I mean? And that helps out a lot. One other setting that I wanted to go into specifically, let's see down here, is the help defense slider. Now, I believe this slider is actually broken. The help defense is terrible in the game. It really is bad right out of the box. I obviously, the first thing I thought to do was bump it all the way up to 100. I had no success with that. I felt like it actually got worse. And then at some points I bumped it all the way down to 0. And then it was looking okay, but then it was also looking kind of weird. So I couldn't really come to a determination on how this slider works. So I left it alone at 50, and that's where I was seeing the least major rotation issues. I'm going to keep it at 50. I like it where it's at. Again, there are still certain issues with the help defense, but at the end of the day, I didn't want to mess with it too much so it wouldn't become crazy. In terms of the speed, so you'll actually notice I have user speed at 60. And then I have CPU speed at 50. Yes, I do have it at a 10-point differential. I just feel like the CPU is so much faster than you on default. And I also have the hustle sliders for both sides at 100. What I noticed this does was it just makes guys play with more energy, diving for loose balls, jumping after rebounds. I really like the way that it looks, and I just really enjoy it at 100. So the most important slider in this set is going to be the ball handling slider. You see I've got it at 45 for the user, and then I've got it at 40 for the CPU. This almost strictly determines how easy or how hard it is for you to get to the basket, to the rim. If you feel like you're just dicing your way through CPU defense, drop this down from 45, drop it down to 40. If you feel like the CPU is just cutting through your defense, drop theirs to 35 from 40, or vice versa. You feel like you can't get to the rim easy enough, you want to bump it back up, that's fine. That's going to depend a lot on playstyle too, but once I dropped the ball handling and kind of made guys move the basketball around the perimeter and make plays, the game opened up so much, and I've been having a blast. It's really what really made me say, hey, I feel confident in this slider set. Everything else is pretty standard. Lateral quickness, I did max out for both sides. And this kind of helps guys rotate, helps you stay in front of your man. There aren't a lot of crazy changes. My tendencies, while they do look crazy, they do work, and it does help with a variety of issues. On default, the CPU just has a relentless attack of the basket. They don't follow any plays. You have to put attack the basket at 0. You just have to. They just attack way too hard. Now, don't get me wrong, guys are still gonna come at you even in the half court. Trust me on that one, but it plays so much better with this slider at 0, so guys aren't constantly breaking out of set plays in order to get to the rim. It's such a more natural progression of the CPU offense. And that's pretty much it. Plug these sliders in, let me know how they play, give me your feedback. Wow, it has been just, this slider set here is definitely been the most difficult set for me to put out. Most of you guys that have followed the channel for years know that I've been doing sliders for so many different games under so many different names, but it's always come right back here to this channel, whether it was Madden, whether it was NCAA, whether it was 2K. And so on that note, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the future of my channel. One of the YouTubers, you guys know, I started doing this when I was in high school. I literally used to sit in front of the TV in my parents' house, recording the screen with my phone camera. So it's amazing to be able to sit, and I was doing that in New Jersey. So it's amazing to be able to sit in my own apartment with a, multi-$1,000 setup, PC setup, and do this on my own in Atlanta. And it's an awesome experience. But the YouTuber that got me into this, he had a saying, and it was, where truth is the standard, even in something as insignificant as video games. And I kind of wanted to trail off and talk a little bit about 2K20 and simulation basketball as a whole, and kind of tell you guys where my mind is in terms of where this stuff is going. This slider set for me to make, and just to keep it honest and keep it candid with you guys, this slider set for me was the hardest slider set to make. And yeah, obviously it's because I was in the middle of a move from New Jersey to Atlanta. That was part of it, but no matter what was ever going on in my life, I always found the time to go home, sit down, and play some 2K. It never felt like a chore. It never felt like a job. I always did sliders because it was something that was natural, felt natural, something that I loved to do. And quite frankly, it's something I thought, I think I'm pretty good at and have done well at, regardless of whether it was Madden or NCAA or 2K. But this set here, it was different. This was the first time where, coming home from work, I just wanted to go to sleep, or I just wanted to play Call of Duty, or I just wanted to play a different game. Loading up 2K was a chore. Making sliders was a burden. And I only did it, the only reason I wanted to do it was because I had so many people hitting me up on YouTube, on Operation Sports. I do have an Operation Sports username. It's secret, but because I'm like lifetime banned from over there. But hit me up on NLSC. And I felt like almost like an obligation. I've been doing it for so long. People were saying like, oh my God, where are all the slider makers? There's no sliders this year. What's going on? And I felt like I owed it to you guys for supporting me for so long to drop this set and do my very best to get a good set out for you guys to enjoy. And that's the truth. But the truth is also that I didn't enjoy making these sliders, and it's not something that I want to do anymore. And I think, instead of just saying that, it's important for me to tell you why. And this is just my thoughts. I really truly believe 2K turned their backs on the people that built them up, the sim community. And the sim community, I'll never leave the sim community. I'll never quit the sim community. But there are times where I feel like, man, I'm the only one here. Am I the only one here, you know, putting hours in making sliders while everyone else is making cheesy YouTube videos playing park? And it said I'm at a point where I don't want to do that anymore. Even some of my favorite YouTubers, and again, I'm not knocking their grind or anything like that, but it's just we've really moved away from sim and what made me fall in love with this sports gaming to start with. Now, that's nobody's fault but 2K. The title of this game on the front, it says NBA 2K20. It doesn't say WNBA 2K20. It doesn't say My Team 2K20. It doesn't say My Career, My Park 2K20. No, it's NBA. And the NBA basketball should have been the basis and the foundation of this game, but it's not. And it hasn't been for a long time. And I don't think it ever will be again. That's just my honest truth. I've watched 2K drop patch after patch, and they have not touched gameplay at all. Sim gameplay, statistics. You can't get realistic turnovers. Big men get all the rebounds. You can't get realistic rebound numbers. You can't get realistic foul numbers. And I'm putting hours and hours and hours in pretty much trying to rebuild a game with basic settings. And yeah, in years past, I had no problem doing that, but sometimes I just feel like, why should I be the only one putting the effort in when 2K is not putting the effort in themselves? And I'm paying 2K. I feel like 2K turned their back on the sim community. 2K turned their backs on us. And I knew this before I bought 2K20. A lot of you were there. A lot of you followed me on Twitter when I said I wasn't buying it. And I bought it anyway. And so I deserve this 100%. Trust me, you guys know that. I'm not putting the blame on anybody else. I deserve it for caving in and buying the game. But I'm on PC, and the truth of the matter is, and I just want to make this clear so there's no confusion going forward. It sucks for anyone who didn't make it this far in the video, but I'm not making sliders anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore and try and fix a game that 2K doesn't care about. I'm not going to buy 2K again unless there is a promise and a focus and a rededication to NBA basketball and the replication of NBA basketball from 2K Sports. And if they don't get that, if I don't get that, then I'm not going to buy this game, and they're not going to get another dollar from me. Now, you guys know I said this last year, and I'll tell you why. I do want to bring some insight because there is a bigger picture to this. I was lifetime banned from Operation Sports and moved over to NLSC. NLSC has a very strict no piracy policy. And because of that policy, I didn't want to have torrented the game and then not be able to share my sliders on NLSC. Well, I'm sorry, NLSC, but I don't care anymore. And so that's kind of what I wanted to say. I'm not saying you'll never see 2K on this channel again. I'm not saying that. But what I will say is when 2K21 comes out, I'm not buying that game. I won't buy it. And if I decide to use other means to get it, to test it out, to see if there's been any effort made in progression towards sim basketball, and that conflicts with NLSC's terms of service, I'm sorry. I'll then have to go to yet another place to post my sliders. But that's just my true feelings on the state of sim sports games. I just feel like we're lost. I feel like the truth is lost, you know? That was the saying, where truth is the standard, even in something as insignificant as a video game. 500 brownie points to the person that can tell me who said that. A YouTuber that really started all of this, all of the sim stuff that we do. So yeah, I know that's a weird way to end off, I got this set here. I gotta tell you, I put literally everything I had into this set. I would be working till midnight, and I would come home and put 2-3 hours into testing and grinding and into the hours. I really did put everything I have into this set. It really is quality, the same quality that you guys have come to expect. And furthermore, I just want to say thank you. Whether you've watched my channel for 2 weeks or 2 years, thank you so much for the support and the encouraging words. I want everyone to know that I did this for the community, never for recognition, never to get flown out by 2K, right? You know, none of that stuff. I just wanted to do it for the community because I felt like we deserve better than what came out the box. And I mean, other than that, that's pretty much it. By the time this video drops, it should be Thanksgiving. If you're watching this, God bless you. I'm thankful for you. I hope you have an awesome time, awesome day, whether it's with family or whether it's relaxing. And truth be told, I don't know what's next for me. I don't know what's next for this channel. I'm living in a completely new state. I'm in Atlanta. Atlanta is awesome. I love New Jersey, but Atlanta is like where it's at, so I'm very, very hyped to be here. I may be playing some 2K, I may be playing Call of Duty, shooters, something else on the channel, I don't know. But always feel free to comment me. Hit me up on my NLSC thread, which will be linked in the description, for any 2K related questions. I'm not going anywhere, I'm still here. I just wanted to update you guys, the community, the sim community, because I know you're out there and I know you exist still, even though 2K doesn't acknowledge us. But yeah, going forward, it's just something that I can't continue to contribute financially to. So I want to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Shady Mike, I'm signing out.